Hey guys, this is Rivian Updates. My name is Isaiah. Rivian has launched a new company called Also. That's it. That's the name of the company. It's Also. It is a micro mobility company that will be focusing on small electric vehicles for short distances, urban driving. The president of Also, Chris Yu, says the platform that Also will be using can work with 2, 3, 4-wheel EVs, even neighborhood EVs. Think golf carts, scooters, bicycles, motorcycles, four-wheelers. There is a lot that can be made when it comes to smaller electric vehicles. Now, Also says that this began as a small skunkworks team inside Rivian in 2021. And if you're a diehard Rivian fan, a sleuth, you've likely heard some inklings about Rivian starting a bicycle company, an EV bike company, and this is, I guess this is Also. Now, this small team will now be an independent company that will be owned by Rivian. Also has another investor, Eclipse, which is a venture capital firm, and they've invested $105 million into Also. So you have Rivian, Eclipse that will be owners of this business. Rivian's CEO, RJ Scaringe, will be on the board of Also. So this company will still be Rivian. What's also been said is that a lot of the technology, the hardware stack, imagine, right, the software that Rivian has built will go into these smaller electric vehicles. Now, it's awesome to see Rivian expand. We know Rivian with their off-roading brand. I'm hoping that we see this platform maybe turn into some off-road small EVs. Think electric ATVs or UTVs or side-by-sides. That would be epic. I also think this is the right way to go. I like Rivian because Rivian makes good cars. They just happen to be electric. Electric cars are more efficient. We see how software-defined electric vehicles have gotten. They are cheaper to produce at mass scale. Simply being, electric vehicles, I think, are the future. 90% of people out there, an electric vehicle will replace your daily driver just fine. However, cars themselves are extremely inefficient. If we really want to push sustainability, we should focus on building better cities, building cities that have better transportation. Think buses, metro, subways, because those produce way less carbon emissions than any electric vehicle, any gas vehicle, any hydrogen or diesel powered vehicle. Mass transportation is the way to go. Right next to mass transportation, that's going to be things like bicycles, motorcycles, scooters. These are way better options when it comes to leaving a smaller carbon footprint on the world. And so this is where Rivian is leading into. And you also got to think, in many parts of the world, even in the United States, think New York or Chicago, for instance, where they have pretty hefty downtown areas where you might not need to own a car. You can own a scooter or a bicycle. Also will be able to provide an electric vehicle just for you. On the flip side, and then leaving the United States, think of Europe and Asia. Many of their urban cities have smaller vehicles. A lot of them support things like motorcycles or scooters or bikes. And so these smaller electric vehicles would work well for many parts of the world. On the other side, come back to the United States, we don't have microcars, right? Europe has the Citroen AME, they had the Twizy. They have a ton of smaller microcars that we don't get in the United States. And I think for a lot of denser cities, like in New York, I think a microcar could do just well. And there really isn't competition here in the United States. And Rivian can pretty much just take that. Now, Also will be based in Palo Alto, California, right where Rivian has their software headquarters. The first product is expected to be unveiled this year. We will see the first product from Also this year, fall of 2025, with US and European deliveries to follow next year, 2026. Now, the first product that Also will come out with will likely be some sort of bicycle form factor. Rivian CEO RJ said there's a seat, there's 2 wheels, there's a screen, there's a few computers, and a battery. That sounds like an electric bike. You also go to Also's website over here. You'll see that over here, these images, these videos of people, what seem to be on bikes, right? We go here. It looks like someone's on some sort of bike. Even go further here. probably on a bike here. You see a bike coming the other direction. Here in this video, which is clearly in Asia, you see people on scooters, so likely hinting at something like a scooter as well. But regardless, it'll be some sort of scooter bicycle form factor. This is all pretty fun to look at. You got to think Rivian has shown that they can produce electric vehicles, large electric vehicles. Well, you just scale that down to smaller vehicles like scooters, like bicycles. I think it will translate very well. On top of that, you add all of the software experience that Rivian has. I think you make a pretty well-rounded electric bike, electric scooter, whatever is a well-rounded small electric vehicle. We'll also be able to utilize Rivian's economies of scale because Rivian is already producing so many things, right? They're producing motors, batteries. They have a lot of equipment. Because of this, also is able to utilize some of the expertise in the manufacturing that Rivian has for also. As Rivian continues to make more vehicles, continues to make R1, the RCV, R2, R3, it just means that it makes it even easier to make things like bicycle. Everything will be in-house. Also says that there will be commercial applications as well. For example, think of a tuk-tuk in India. They have tuk-tuks which they can move not only people, but as well as cargo. And this can definitely be made electric and sold across the world, right? Starting deliveries in the United States and Europe, but also plans to expand globally. Now you can see also has their new LinkedIn page, which I saw grow from 200 followers all the way to 1,000 this morning. They have about 70 employees, and you can see Chris Yu. Just over 3 years ago, I joined Rivian to help start a new skunkworks program. The idea was simple: develop exciting and inviting smaller than car EVs through the same ground up, vertically integrated approach as our larger EV siblings. I believe deeply that the world is ready for alternatives to the congestion, cost, and carbon impact of cars. I know I am. But to inspire the shift to a multimodal electric transportation future, I also believe strongly that we need more compelling choices, one that feel as capable, seamless, connected, and software-defined as Rivian. That's what our team has set out to create. Along the way, we realized that the scale of this opportunity deserved the dedication and speed of a well-backed standalone company. So today, we're excited to introduce Also to the world. We have tremendous support from Rivian and Eclipse, and we cannot wait to share more about our first products later this year. And then you see Also's post on LinkedIn saying, hey, nice to meet you. We started as a part of Rivian, and for the last few years, we've been working on building something special and need way to move, a better way to get there, wherever your there is. We can't wait to share it with you. We're just putting the final touches on a few details. Keep your eyes peeled. We'll be dropping updates, news, and more as we head toward our big reveal this fall. There's more to come, or shall we say, there's more in motion. I am super excited. I love e-mobility, I love scooters, I love bicycles. The micro-mobility industry is expected to grow more than $300 billion by 2030. There is a lot of potential here, and Rivian wants to be a part of the space. Now, awesome enough, if you go to Chris Yu's LinkedIn, you'll see here he's Vice President, Future Programs at Rivian. Now he's moved on to President of Also. And then you look here, Specialized Bicycle Components, which is a company. He was the Chief Product and Technology Officer, Director of Integrated Technologies. So he has some experience when it comes to making bicycles, making micro mobility vehicles. Now, if we move over to Also's website, you'll see here, Also is developing a vertically integrated technology platform to enable a portfolio of exciting small EVs. Also was formed originally as a stealth team within Rivian to examine how the company's strength in software, electronics, and electric propulsion could be applied across a variety of small electric vehicle form factors. As these efforts advanced, it became clear that the approach had the potential to unlock a large opportunity that deserved to be its own company, optimized around different products, brand positioning, and markets. Set to launch our flagship product in early 2026, Also will initially focus on the US and Europe before expanding globally across consumer and commercial markets. Also is building an exciting range of electric vehicles that are efficient, sustainable, and delightful to use. The technology platform has been developed in-house house, from motors and batteries to electronics and software, which we know Rivian is known for. This enables a user experience that is unlike anything seen in these segments before. Headquartered in Palo Alto, California, also is powered by a rapidly growing team with deep expertise spanning technology, software, mobility, and these coordinates here established 2025. This is the coordinates for downtown Palo Alto. Why also? The transportation needs of today are vastly different than those of the past. With 7 billion people projected to live in urban centers by 2050, roadway infrastructure is already strained to the breaking point. Moreover, road transportation is the leading contributor to global CO2 emissions, all while 80% of car trips are 15 miles or less, and 50% are less than 6 miles. Today, more people need to get more places while navigating an overburdened and environmentally fraught transportation ecosystem. Also believes the world needs additional ways to move beyond cars. I also think so. Also is a different answer to the same set of questions that gave birth to Rivian. Also is focused on helping to shift our global transportation system towards something that is sustainable for many generations to come. Thinking about transportation through the lens of our kids, which is Rivian's known saying. They've said this so many times throughout marketing, throughout their merch, our kids. While Rivian works within the existing car-centric transportation paradigm, also exists to imagine and inspire a new one. Also is focused on accessibility, meeting unmet consumer needs, and adapting to rapidly changing landscapes and behaviors. Though, also believes as an independent entity with a substantial minority Rivian ownership, the two companies are fighting for the same mission, and you'll see us work together in a number of fun and impactful ways. So the best way to think about it, Rivian is making cars, large cars, from the consumer side, the commercial side. Then you get also, which will be making micro mobility, small electric vehicles, think bicycles, golf carts, scooters, and more. This is exciting, but I wanted to give you guys a breakdown of what also is. What are your thoughts? More specifically, what are your thoughts on the name? I feel like this name also is kind of weird. I mean, there's so many other names to go for. I mean, the name Rivian is an awesome name. It has a nice ring to it. It comes from the Indian River where R.J. Scringe, the founder and CEO, grew up. Indian, I-A-N, River, R-I-V, I-A-N, Rivian. It's got a nice tone. Then you get also. I don't know, I think there could be a better way to name it. Hopefully, as things develop, maybe they'll change the name. What do you guys think? I'd also like to know. My name is Isaiah. This is Rivian Updates. I will see you guys in the next one.